Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel sifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lesiZulu bese siza la sizoxoxa ngazo lezo incwadi sesifundile senzela laba phela basuke bengenaso isikhathi sokuyifunda incwadi nalabo basuke benqena nje ukufunda siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sizokhuluma ngawo lama shows senze ama reviews ama recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga any other issues avukayo mangabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwithi TV. Uma ngabe oqala nqa ujoyina namhlanje and you really like our content, do not forget to press the subscribe button la ngezansi bese uyaphinda futhi upress I notification bell ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Kanjalo futhi if ufuna ukuba a member of this channel, do not forget to press the join button la ngezansi bese ulandela ama instructions on how to become the member. There are two other channels esinawo lana. There is a channel that I started so that I can move my Zulu books content there. That channel is called Zulu Books by Ntando Mdletshe. Make sure you are subscribed there if you like that content. Also, if you are part of this family, please subscribe to that channel so that we can support that channel. Also, if you like a content, more personal content that has to do with me being a mom, please subscribe to my other channel called Raising Sbusi Phoswa. I've just updated my viewers on how the surgery went and the fact that we are now back home. So we're back to sleeping in our beds now. So today, you guys, I just want to do something a little bit more fun and more light-hearted. Please, guys, the people that I'm going to talk about here is the people that I love to watch on YouTube, but I do know that we have different tastes, and also there is a whole lot of hundreds of YouTube channels that I probably haven't discovered on YouTube. So instead of in what I'm going to talk about here, go into the comment section and maybe write for you who are your favorite YouTubers when it comes to this particular content that I'm going to talk about here. Maybe you might end up helping me and other viewers discover other channels that are fun to watch here on South African YouTube space. So today I want to talk about our channels that do a lot of what we call story time on YouTube. And as we know, you guys, story times on YouTube are such a popular kind of content. I like my story times because it's a way of getting to know your YouTuber on a personal level, because a lot of the stories that they tell are the things that they've gone through. A lot of them tell stories about their childhood. They tell stories about things that happened in their workspaces, around their entertainment. They tell, I even love stories of I know they tell stories about relationships with their family members. So it's a way to get to know a YouTuber without doing that thing that people used to do, a get to know me, which for me used to be boring. It really is a great idea. There are a lot of the YouTubers do story times, even though that is not the focus of their channels as part of it. It's like once in a while a person will do story times, but some channels, their main focus is story times. I always think because I don't know how I would be able to come up with so much content just based on my life, but it's fun for me. I like watching other people's story times. So today I'm going to talk about the 5 channels that are my go-to when it comes to the story times. Initially I was going to do the countdown, you guys, but I've been sitting with this list since yesterday trying to figure out who's number 5, who's number 4, who's number 2, who's number 2, who's number 1, because I love all of them. So I'm just going to do all of them. I'm going to tell you who my favorite is, but the rest, you guys, they can be in any number, honestly, because I love all of them. Okay, the first YouTuber that I think you guys should check out if you haven't watched it, who does story times that I really like. I think she's funny. It's Asande Buthelezi. Asande Buthelezi is actually like us. She's a smaller YouTuber, still growing her channel. She has a sense of humor. I love listening to her stories. One story time that I really like, Asande, recently she told a story of how she dated dated one guy who was a twin, but she didn't realize the one that she was dating was actually umfana otetemayo. The nice thing about Asande is the sense of humor that she has when she tells her stories. I love it. Like when I want to crack up, sometimes I go and I repeat her story times. I love Asande. So guys, you can go check out her channel and see some of the story times that she does. She also does like lifestyle stuff. She does vlogging. We've seen a bit of her family, and she also does a little bit of cooking on her channel. So please go check out her channel. The next YouTuber that I have recently discovered actually is Availa. I hope I'm pronouncing her surname right. Anyway, I'll try and put all of the links in my description below. Availa actually has watched my channel and commented on my channel, but I didn't realize she had a YouTube channel. And recently she was posted by another YouTuber, and she was doing a storyline on the first time that she had a beverage at her tertiary institutions that she went to. So it was the first time that she was drinking alcohol. It is such a funny story. After I watched that story, I've actually been watching almost every day, going to her channel to look for the story time, because I really love it. She's like my new discovery. Availa, guys, please go check her out. So we're getting into the big guns now. The next one is Zibele Qhinga. I'm sure all of you know. I'm sure all of you know Ulokuzana Uzbek. Uzbek, I like her content because it's more like, for me, it's like uphile impilo that I didn't even dream of ukuthi ngiyiphile, in terms of like she experimented a lot when it comes to relationships. She's very open about the kind of relationships that she has gotten into and the lessons that she has learned in those relationships. The funny thing is that a lot of the stories she tell I can relate to, because a lot of the things she did I never did, but I always find that there's lessons in her story times. So I love watching her story times. Also, I like that she's just open. That thing of, if you don't judge yourself, people don't get a chance to judge you. She's open about the life that she has lived. And from the story times that she tells, because she tells stories that happened earlier on in her life, and it's almost like her story times move with her, and you can actually see the growth in her through her story times. I love her, you guys. Recently, she told a story of how she was accused by somebody that she thought was her friend. She was accused of stealing money from a safe. When we're still growing up in high school, sometimes you think certain people are really your friend, because you are trying to really discover what friendship is. So you think someone is your friend, but they're really not. So she told that story, which I thought part of it was funny, but I guess at that time, at that age, she didn't really think it was funny, but it was a fun story to listen to. I loved that. I watch Zibele Qhinga all the time. She's very consistent as well. When you're waiting for a story, it comes. Basic Uba, another one, a big YouTuber, Unalerted Malela. Unalerted, as you all know, guys, she does lifestyle, she does mukbang. It's a lot that she does. She vlogs, she does a lot of different kinds of content on her channel, but also a big part of her channel is her story time. She also does story times about what she's gone through. A lot of it is about relationships, the things that happen in different relationships that she's been in, also different things that have happened in the friendships that she's been to. When you listen to Unalerted, you really do learn that in the way that you treat friendship as you grow shows growth. Because she talks about her earlier relationships, but she also talks about her recent relationships. She talks about her earlier friendships, but she also talks about her recent friendships. I learned a lot about friendships and about relationships from listening to her story times. And I think another thing about Unalerted is that she's able to laugh at herself. She laughs at herself more than you would laugh at her, because sometimes she tells a story and she will laugh at the things that she used to do when she was younger in relationships, and now that she knows better, that she wouldn't do now. I like her ability to laugh at herself. I love Storytime Unalerted. I know a lot of you already watch her, but if you haven't, you have to go and watch her story times. The one that is, guys, my ultimate favorite, guys, abanye, they will forgive me, I love all of them, but this one is like my ultimate my ultimate favorite, and that is Sbusi Phoswa. Sbusi Phoswa is like, she never runs out of stories to tell us on her channel. More than anything, you guys, if you've watched Sbusi, umoya wakhe, she tells a story akekho dramatic like me. Mina ngiyaqhuma njani manje, you know, because ngiyakhuluma, unomoya nje ophansi. I like her energy. I like, you know, her spirit is always the same, but she is very funny. I have laughed so much listening to the stories that she tells on her channel. Sometimes I'm like, no man, Sbusi must be making these things up, because there is no way that this is true. Recently, the story that I watched that Sbusi told was a story of how she was dating this sugar daddy that happened to be married, and she found out that this guy was married, but he wanted to pay lobola for her. So since she knew that this guy was married, she organized some people that were going they were going to take lobola from this guy. So this guy thought he was paying lobola to the family, but it wasn't really family, it was other people that she had organized. A friend of hers, they scammed the guy of the money, and I think they blocked the guy because he was married. She had found out that the guy is married. I thought that story was so much fun. There's Sbusi, the same as Uzbek. I like how they are open about the lives that they've lived, the relationships that they have gotten into. They do not judge themselves, and so they don't judge. It's not easy for you to judge them because they're open about their lives. Of course, I've seen people in their comment sections sometimes attempting to judge them, but like I said, it's very hard to judge somebody that is not really hiding what they've done and the lessons that they've learned from certain relationships. But honestly, for me, Sbusi is like my go-to when it comes to story times. Also, she does makeup and hair on her channel. I haven't seen a lot of vlogs on her channel, but that's because for me, I go to a channel mainly for the story time. So every time she posts the story time, I am there to watch. Anyway, you guys, those are my top 5. It's Asande Buthelezi, it's Availa, it's Zibele Qhinga, it's Naledi Malela, and it's also Sbusi Phoswa. Please check them out. If you've got your favorite YouTubers that you go to for story time, please let me know in the comment section. We can help each other to discover new YouTubers on this channel. Also, if you've got your own countdown, please give it to me. Tell me who are the 5 YouTubers that you go to when it comes to the story times. Anyway, you guys, this was just a fun video. Let's keep it positive, let's keep it fun in the comment section, and please like the video before Mpumegona. Share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.